Hello, everyone.
Hello, teacher.
How are you guys? All right?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm fine too.
Good, good.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, Erika. How's it going?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good too. Okay.
Great.
All right. Everyone is here, so I guess we can start our class, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay. So before Erika starts screaming, let me share my screen. Okay. So I guess that yesterday we stopped at number 3. Is that right?
Yes.
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 We were talking about hypothetical situations in the present. Okay. So I would like to start the class by asking you a hypothetical situation. For instance, where would you go this weekend if things were normal? Okay. Where would you go this weekend if things were normal? Tainá, Regina, Érica, Gislaine.
If you time is normal,
No,
I
where would you go if the time or
I
the
would
weather?
the weather. If
Weather?
the weather is normal, is good,
Hmm.
I will go to the beach.
To the beach or to the beach?
Beach.
Ah,
Beach.
okay. That there is a big difference, but okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
But
Okay.
only beach.
Only
Beach.
beach. Yes, if the weather is good. How
Yes.
about you, Tainá, Érica, Gislaine, Márcia, Dirce?
If the things were normal, I would walk in the park.
I would go for a walk in the park. I think it's
Go for
better.
a walk.
I would go
Okay.
for a walk in the park.
Me too.
Aclimação Park or Ibirapuera Park? Márcia is Aclimação. How about you, Érica?
Park. Serete
Huh?
Park.
Which
Serete
one?
Park. Serete, em Tatuapé.
Jesus Christ, you want to put this way, right? Now that I memorized the name of another park in São Paulo, Aclimação Park, you come up with a different one, Érica.
Oh, yes, teacher. We need to know everything
What is the
about
name
São
of this
Paulo.
park? This one I've
Serete.
never... Serete.
Yes, Cerete.
Never heard of it. Where is it?
Em Tatuapé.
Okay. Tatuapé I've heard, but Serete, never heard.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. So both of you and Marcia would go for a walk in the park.
Yes.
How about you, Tainá?
What's the question, teacher?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Were you sleeping in the past 3 minutes or you were awake?
No, I'm
Arrived now.
You just arrived?
ocupada. I forgot.
Busy.
Busy.
Okay, so let me try again. Where would you go this weekend? Where would you go if the things were normal? If the things were all right? If the things were okay? Where would you go? As far as I have seen, you don't care about if things are normal or not, because you are always going out on the weekends. You're going to the beach, you are traveling, but it's a hypothetical situation. Where would you go if the things were normal?
If the things was normal,
Were. Remember that we only use were. If the things were normal,
if things were normal,
I would go.
I will go
No,
to
no,
the.
no, 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 no.
I
Not
would go.
I would go, not I will.
No, I would go.
Ah,
I
okay.
would go to the pool.
To the pool. Okay.
Swimming pool. Yes, pool.
A swimming pool. Yes, a
Yeah.
swimming pool. How about you, Dirce, Gislaine?
The the weather were normal, it's good. I would go to walk at Ibirapuera Park.
Oh, finally a normal person, a normal park. Okay. How about you, Gislaine?
Teacher, if I have free,
If I were free, if I were free,
if I were free, I
yes,
would go to travel.
I would travel.
I would
I
go.
would travel.
Ah, okay, travel. No,
Simple.
no go to. Okay.
No, I would travel. You can
Ah,
go
travel.
out for a walk, you can go out for a pizza, you can go out for a beer, but if it's travel, I would travel.
Okay.
And where would you go?
Maybe in Milan. I
Wow.
teacher.
You know what? I love having very rich students, okay? I love it. Okay? You talk Milano just like maybe Erica would say Caraguatatuba or Santos, understand? You see? Very good. Milano, that's not a bad option for the weekend. I can tell you that, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, the next construction is probably the most difficult construction in English. Personally, I think it's the most difficult. Why? It involves 5 verbs in just one sentence. 5. So the name is past contrary to fact. What are we talking about here? We are talking about 2 actions that were not real in the past. 2 hypothetical situations in the past. This kind of construction is often used to express regret. Do you know what's a regret?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's when you feel very sorry, very bad for something that you did, or sometimes you feel very bad for something that you didn't do it, okay? We can express regret for doing or not doing something. That's the idea here. But remember, it's a hypothetical situation. So why is it complicated? Because if you say something in the affirmative, the idea is going to be negative. And if you say something in the negative, the idea is going to be affirmative. So it's always the opposite of what you say. Okay? They also love a lot this construction in all the proficiency tests that I have seen in my life. TOEIC, TOEFL, all the Cambridge examinations, the IELTS examination. Why? Because it's complicated, it's not simple. And in order to understand this, you have to pay attention to a lot of things. Why? Because the construction is if plus any subject you want, just like it's in the box, okay? Plus had, plus a verb in the past participle. Okay, I'm just rewriting everything in order to show you what is the problem. And then you use another subject, if I can write well. Okay, Eric, okay. You need another subject, okay? And then you need to use any verb. Let's say would, but can be could, it can be might. And then we need have And then we need here another verb in the past participle. Okay. Apparently, it's simple. But the problem is, it will never listen to anyone saying, for example, if I had, for example, gone out last night, or let's mention a place. If I had gone to Brás Pizzeria, does it still exist in São Paulo? I used to go there. It's a very good place. If I had gone to Brás Pizzeria last night, I would have spent a lot of money. I don't know if this pizza place still exists. The only thing I remember is that once I went there with some friends and I had invited them to go there. And I felt very bad because it cost me a lot of money. Yes, we spent like I spent 600 reals.
Wow.
And like maybe 2 or 3 pizza, a bottle of wine and some water. So I thought it was real expensive, understand? So I paid, but I felt really bad, okay? Past, oh, Roberto, participle. You see, if people talked like this, if I had gone to Brás Pizzeria last night, I would have spent a lot of money. That would be lovely. That would be easy. A walk in the park. But the problem is that people talk like this. If I gone to Brás Pizzeria last night, I'd spent a lot of money. You see, if I'd gone to Brás last night, I'd have spent a lot of money. And in a normal conversation, you never pay attention to and if I'd gone. And then you listen, if I gone, what? If I gone? I spent. It's confusing because you don't observe the double contraction. You know, like I'd have, if I'd gone. And then you think, it's strange. If I gone, it's not possible to use gone alone. Probably because you didn't listen to if I'd. Understand? And they don't really emphasize, if I'd gone to Brás last night, I'd have spent a lot of money. That's how a normal person would probably say it. Understand? Mm-hmm. But you see, as I said, what is the idea? I didn't go to Brás. So, if I'd gone, it's affirmative, but the idea is negative. So I didn't spend a lot of money. And the second sentence is affirmative, but the idea is negative. Can you see why it's complicated? Or no? It's normal for you?
Yes. No.
It's yes, Erica?
It's difficult.
Yes, because it's always the opposite of what you say. Understand? And in this case, it's not a hypothetical situation in the present. It's a hypothetical situation in the past. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I do have the same example here, just for you to compare the 3 cases that we have already discussed. For example, if I have money, I will go to Florence this weekend. The second case was, if I had money, I would go to Florence this weekend.
If I had money.
Yes, I would have gone to Florence last weekend. You see, if I'd had money, I'd
Have
gone to Florence
or
last weekend. Can you understand the difference between the three cases?
Yes, it's clear now.
Yes. In the first case, do I have money?
yes.
No.
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 But I
It is possible to get,
yes.
right? So
Right.
if I get the money, I'll go. Clear?
Yes.
In the second case, do I have the money?
No.
No.
Is it possible for me to get the money?
Yes.
No,
No.
Regina.
No.
That's what you need to have in mind. I don't have the money. It's not possible for me to get the money. So that's why I say, if I had money, I would go. But the idea is, I don't have money. It's not possible for me to get money. So I'm not going for sure. Okay? Like, let's suppose that we finish this class, we finish this week. Next week, you ask me, teacher, did you end up going to Florence? No. Why not? I didn't have money. So next week, I can probably say, but if I had money, I would have gone. But I didn't have, so I didn't go. You see? This third and the last case here, we are talking about something which was not real in the past. The second case, it is not real in the present or future. When I say I would go to Florence this weekend, it's future. But we say would because it's a hypothetical situation. And the first case, it's a possible situation, but depends on the money. Can you see the difference between the three cases?
Yes.
Yes.
And in the last one, what you have to keep in mind is that you always feel sorry for not having done that. Okay? This happens a lot, especially for people that party too much on Saturday night. Okay, Tainá? And then on Sunday morning, when you get up, your head is terrible. Your stomach is like Marquês do Sapucaí during Carnival. Understand? And then you don't understand what happened. And then you say, oh, Jesus, I think it was the pastel that I had after the nightclub, okay? All the vodka, all the whiskey, the beer, the tequila, that's not a problem. The problem was just the pastel, understand? And then on Sunday morning, many people say, oh, if I hadn't eaten that pastel, I would have been all right now. But the problem is the pastel. You ate the pastel, and now you're feeling terrible, understand? Okay?
Okay.
Excusez-moi. Any question about this? This is really one of the most complex construction in English, but it's very commonly used. Okay? And as I said, don't expect anyone to say if I had. I myself, I have never heard anyone talking like this. It's always if I'd had, if I'd had, if I'd gone, if I'd bought, if I'd invested. Okay? You see, the second example I have here is if I had not bought the house, I would have lost a great investment opportunity. If I had not bought, which means what? I bought the house. Understand?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
when you say it in the negative, the idea is affirmative. Okay? The last example is a classical example. It happens probably all over the world every weekend. If I had not drunk so much, I would not have crashed my car. But this is the hypothetical situation. What is the reality? I drank like a skunk and I destroyed my car. That is the reality.
And your life.
Huh?
And your life.
Yeah, my life is okay. It's okay because I'm telling you this story, but the car was destroyed.
Yes.
Okay. And there is a very interesting point to observe. That's something I always tell my children and I always tell people. Nowadays, you have to be very careful because if you drink and destroy your car, even if you have insurance, the insurance is not going to pay because you drank. And according to the law, you're not supposed to drink. Understand? I have a couple friends that crashed their car after having drunk. And then the insurance said, we are not going to pay anything. You were drunk. You see? We have the police report here. So it's your problem. And they lost the car, even though they were insured. Understand? And they thought, I just called the insurance company and they pay for a new car. They are not paying anymore. Okay? Understand the idea? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So now I'm going to change the question. I'm going to ask you, where would you probably have gone last Saturday if we had not been under the quarantine? Tainá, did you listen to my question?
Yes.
Where would you have gone last Saturday if we were not under a quarantine? That's for everyone. Can you please answer, please? Concerning last Saturday, where would you have gone?
If I'd had a quarantine.
No, I would have gone.
No. What?
Where would you have gone? You can say,
If
I
I
would
have gone.
I would. No. You don't use if in the would. You can invert the position is not important. You can start, I would have gone to blah, 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 if we had not had the quarantine or something like this. The order is not important. You can start with the main clause and then the if, or the if and then the main. Okay, it's the same.
Okay, so if I had no, I confused now.
Okay, well, I'm going to write here, where would you have gone last weekend if we had not been under a quarantine? Quarantine, Roberto, quarantine.
If I had not been under quarantine.
Being under a quarantine.
Yes, I would a party.
I would have gone.
Go to the party.
Carol, Tainá, I would have gone to a party.
I would have gone to the party.
To a party.
A party.
Oh, if I had not been under a quarantine, I would have gone to a party.
Okay.
Now, as I told you, it's quarantine, Robert, quarantine. Nobody talks like this, okay, Tainá? It's more appropriate to say, if I'd, oh, Roberto, I'd, okay, or if I hadn't been under quarantine, I've gone to a party. If you talk like this, your English sounds more, Roberto, what's your problem today? It's not quarantine, it's quarantine. Okay. This makes your English more natural. If I hadn't been under a quarantine, I'd gone to a party. Okay?
Okay.
Of course, if you say, if I had not been under a quarantine, I would have gone to a party. People are going to understand you, but you sound like a book. Understand?
Yeah.
Not natural. How about you, Erica? How about you, Eric? How about you, Regina, Dirce, Gislaine, Marcia?
If I hadn't been under a quarantine, I would have gone to a housey father-in-law.
Yes, I would have gone to my father-in-law's house.
Yes, my father-in-law houses.
Yes, my father-in-law's, my father-in-law's house.
In-law's house.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, okay, interesting. Do you have a good relationship with your in-laws?
Yes.
That's excellent. Okay. How about you, Marcia, Erica, Eric, Dirce?
Because in the quarantine, they not receive the parents in your house.
Relatives.
Relatives in your house.
In my house or in their house?
In their house.
I see. Yes,
In their
because
house.
parents in English means only your father and mother. Relatives.
I
the rest.
wrong.
Yes.
Relatives.
Yeah, probably because they are old, so they were careful, right?
Yes.
I can see that. Yes, they are smart. How about you, Marcia, Eric, Dirce?
Teacher, I have a question about the example of Regina. I can see I can tell my father. No, sorry. I can say my father-in-law's only. I need to put house.
No. Why not? I have already spoken about this.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, you need to put the apostrophe s. Because there is a convention that every time you omit the word after the apostrophe s, it means house or place. Okay? That's why it's not necessary. But if you use, it's not a problem. Okay?
Thanks.
That's why there are many places with the name McDonald's, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Marshall and Fields. Okay? Always the apostrophe s. It refers to the place of Macy, the place of McDonald's. Okay?
Okay.
So it's a general convention. If I omit the word after the apostrophe s, it's always the house or the place. House, place, apartment, whatever. Okay? That's the convention. Okay? Eric, example. Dirce, example, please.
Erica,
Okay, go ahead.
if I hadn't been under a quarantine, I would have gone to the beach with Regina.
It's good. Come on.
All right. That's not a bad choice. Okay.
Yes, it's hot here.
A good choice.
Excellent choice, especially in Floripa.
Yes. Praia Brava.
Okay. How about you, Eric? Mr. Malinovsky.
I hadn't been under a quarantine, I would have done a barbecue with hers in Floripa.
Whoa, it's good. Come on.
With them, right?
With them, yeah. Right.
Oh, you guys are already creating a big party in Floripa, okay?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Dirce, Marcia,
If I
Gislaine?
hadn't been under a quarantine, I'd be gone to Ilhabela.
All right.
Oh,
I like
Great.
it there. I like it there too. I just don't like the
Beautiful.
mosquitoes. Do they still have a lot of mosquitoes there?
Yes.
yes.
A lot of them.
Oh, yuck.
No
Yes.
problem, teacher. There are sometimes a mosquito. How do you say
Repellent.
Repellent.
repellent?
I
Repellent.
think the mosquitoes in Ilhabela, they love the repellents, okay? Because even with the
That's
repellent,
true.
they bite anyway, okay? Okay. Marcia.
Marcia, if I had not been under a quarantine, I would have gone to visit my sister in Limeira to see my, como que fala, afilhado? Esqueci.
My goddaughter.
Goddaughter. Yes.
God.
Mm.
Daughter.
Ah,
I love this name in English, okay? Because usually this name we receive after we baptize a child, understand?
Sim,
And
mas
then we,
oh, que legal.
6 year,
I'm sorry?
6-year-old.
Ah,
Sim.
very,
She's, deixa eu falar em português, ela é muito sapeca. Ela está com máscara, pepino nos olhos. Ela não para um minuto. Olha como que ela é gordinha.
are you showing the picture?
Yeah. Sis.
Oh my gosh.
Ela
What
está de
is that?
máscara.
And
Ela é impossível.
why does she have the cucumbers on her eyes?
Yes, yes.
A mess.
Oh
She's
my God.
impossible.
She's hyper. Hyper. You can say
Hyper.
she's hyper.
What is it?
Hyperactive. Yes, hyperactive.
Yes.
Hyper. But only hyper. Understand? Yes, she is hyper.
Hyper.
Okay. Yeah, the complete is hyperactive. But if you say hyper, everybody understands. And as I was saying, I love these words in English because we have God, Father, we have God, Mother, God, Mother, we have God, Son, and we also have God, Daughter. Because they are our daughter in the presence of God. That's the idea. Understand? That's why we say, I am her godmother. She's my goddaughter. Understand? I don't know. I love these expressions in English, okay? Because it is true. We are father or mother in the presence of God, okay? Google is always telling me that it's not necessary the hyphen. I like the hyphen, Google. Okay. Oh, okay. Are you happy now, Google? Yes. Yeah, but only goddaughter. You see, in the other ones, Google didn't say anything, okay? So go figure, Google. Okay, anyway, understand this? How about you, Gislaine? You haven't given me an example. Would you have gone to the barbecue in Floripa with Erica and Regina and Eric? Or no? You would have gone to maybe Paris this time?
I don't know. If I hadn't been under a quarantine, I would have gone to hiking the park.
I would have gone hiking.
Hiking in the park in Floripa.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to change my plans. Everybody going to Florida.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, I was going to Florence. It's almost the same of Florence, Floripa. It's almost the same, okay? Understand this. This, keep it in mind, it's a very complex construction, and you want to sound it natural, try to use contractions. If you talk like if I had, of course they understand you, but nobody talks like that. Okay?
Okay.
And now, another way to express the same idea is, of course, using wish. And there is a very interesting detail. And this is only to complicate your life a little bit more. Pay attention here. I'm going to change so I have both sentences in the same page. It is possible to omit if in this kind of sentence. But in this case, you must place the verb in front of the subject. For example, if I had heard my mother, I wouldn't have had the accident last night. The idea is I didn't listen to my mother, so I had the accident because my mother told me, don't drink and drive, don't drink and drive. I didn't listen to her, I drank, and I had the accident. So if I want, I can omit this if, okay? And in this case, I needed to place had in front. Like, had I heard my mother, I wouldn't have had the accident last night. Well,
Oh my God.
yes, when you listen like this, it is possible to understand that is a hypothetical situation because in Portuguese, maybe it's not even common nowadays, okay? Because I've been out of there for some time. But I remember that there were expressions like tivesse eu escutado a minha mãe, ou tivesse eu ouvido meu pai.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
Don't we have this kind, or we don't use this kind of construction anymore in Portuguese?
Yes.
Yes.
We have this kind of construction?
Yes.
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 Exactly, good. So it's very clear then, because had I heard, tivesse eu ouvido minha mãe, tivesse eu escutado a minha mãe. Okay? So if it is like this, it is okay. The problem is when you are doing a test, like a proficiency test, you know what they do? They do it like this. I wouldn't have had the accident last night had I heard my mother. In this case, you look at it and you say, something is wrong, okay? Because you see two subjects, you see like two verbs, and you think, where's the connector? Something is wrong here. No, the connector has been omitted. The connector is if. And observe that there is no comma, there is nothing. It's just one straight sentence. I wouldn't have heard the accident. I wouldn't have had the accident had I heard my mother. Okay? When it appears like this, it's even more confusing. You need to stop and think. Maybe there was an if there. And then you try to use if I had heard. Okay. So if was omitted, so the verb was placed in front. Okay?
Okay.
And in the second case that we saw, like if I were, for example, if I were rich, I would buy a new electrical BMW for myself.
Wow.
Okay? This is okay. If I say, were I rich, I can also omit it. I would buy a new electrical BMW for myself. Okay? It's the same case. Fosse eu rico, eu compraria. But again, the problem is I would buy a new electrical BMW for myself, were I
Rich.
rich. This breaks everyone. Okay? 99% of all the students that take a TOEFL or a IELTS test, they usually have problem with this kind of construction because it's been omitted if. And then it's confusing to see were I rich, or you want to complicate it a little bit more. If Paul were rich, he would buy. And then I say, Paul would buy a new electrical BMW for himself, were he rich. When you see these, you say, no, it's impossible. Okay? It makes no sense at all, but it's absolutely correct in terms of grammar. Okay?
Wow.
All right, so I'm just getting you a little bit worried about this because, as I said, this is the most complex construction, so you need to be careful. And the same construction happens with wish if you want to talk about past things, theoretical, hypothetical situations in the past. I wish I had stayed home last night, but I didn't stay. I went out and something bad happened to me. I wish she had told me about the surgery. I would have gone back home to stay with her, but she didn't tell me, so I didn't go. Okay? So I have many examples here. Can you read the first one for me, Marcia? I wish.
Example?
Yes. I
I wish I had studied harder for the test. The idea is I did not study hard, and as a consequence, I did a bad test.
Okay. I wish I had studied, but I didn't study. What's the second example, Regina?
He wishes he hadn't drunk so much last night. The truth is that he drank like a skunk, and the police caught him.
Caught him.
Caught him.
Yeah, so now he's in jail. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
What's the other example, Ghislaine?
He wishes she had married her first boyfriend, but she did not, and now she is not happy with her present husband.
You see, it's a regret. Okay, she married the wrong one. Okay, that happens a lot. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you need to keep in mind? All these examples were not real in the past. If you say something in affirmative, the idea is always negative. And if you say it in the negative, the idea is affirmative. It's always the opposite of what you say. So I wish I hadn't, it means I did. I wish I had, it means I did not. Understand this?
Yes.
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 Confusing or no?
So.
But I can tell you, it's very commonly used. For example, I wish my wife had been with me in Milan last weekend. Was my wife with me?
No.
No. But I wish she had been with me. It would have been funnier, okay? Because Milan is such a beautiful city to enjoy with somebody, not alone. Understand? All right, so I wish she had been with me in Milan last weekend, but she wasn't. I enjoy it, yes, but was I 100% happy? No, because she was not with me. Understand the idea?
Yeah.
So we use this a lot. Because how many things in your life do you often regret? A lot. Doing or not doing is the same, okay? Many times we express regrets for doing or not doing, for having or not having, okay? So this is very common. We use it a lot. And then that means you need to learn and use it. Okay? Well, we finished the grammar part. There is, of course, as usual, a homework with all the cases. And tomorrow we are going to start a listening passage about news concerning fast food. According to our nutritionist, she liked it, right, Ghislaine?
Yes, I like it.
Yes, it is
The
an
text.
yes.
The text. No
Yeah, not the
fast
food, not fast food. Yes. Yeah, but fast food once in a while is not bad.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yes. Every day is a problem, but once in a while it's not bad. So anyway, I'd like you to try to do the exercise, because if you can't do it, you can ask me tomorrow. Don't wait until I'm not going to correct in class, but I will, of course, clear any doubts. For example, teacher, I couldn't understand exercise number 5. Then I can explain. But I'm not going to spend time in class. If you want me to correct all the exercise for you, of course, I'm always available to do that. Just don't photograph, please, Marcia. Just
Just thinking about.
no, hey, don't do that, please. You don't imagine the headache I got, okay? And maybe if I walk around and I find a magnifying lenses, I will buy it, because next time I will need my glasses and a magnifying lenses to try to see your photographs, okay? Because Marcia did, I think, 100 exercises, and then she took a picture. And she sent me pictures to me. And I would enlarge, zoom, and then it was out of focus. I couldn't read it, understand? So I couldn't correct it. All right? So tomorrow we are going only to clear any doubts, because this lesson is important, and then we'll see the article about fast food. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching my class. I hope to see you tomorrow. And I would suggest eating something healthy before attending the class, or you might get hungry, okay?
Okay.
All right. See you guys tomorrow at the same time, okay? Have a great evening. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for class.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you for being
guys.
here.
Mhm.